and Jack Drago. At this time, if you're able, we ask everyone to please rise. Remove your caps to honor our country with the playing of our national anthem.
They told us to stop. They told us to fold. But we ain't doing like that. We never back.
And with that, Kingsman baseball is back on the air. It's the Prospect Kingsman Academy against DSC in Game 1 of a pivotal 3-game series. I'm Griffin Leonard here from Chester, Virginia, just outside of Richmond, the Iron Bridge Sports Academy here, the home of DSC, just like the Kingsman, a first-year academy in the ABA, and a big series coming up here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Let's walk you through the Kingsman's starting 10, led by Coach Joe Hudak as always. Ryan Waters is the leadoff man playing center field. Owen Beatrice in the 2 spot. Montgomery Hart is back in the lineup after the incident on Friday. He's back in there at shortstop, batting 3rd. Hudson Entrican in the cleanup spot in right field. Izzy Classe batting 5th, playing the hot corner. Mason Ritzman's the catcher in the 6th hole, with Anthony Seminara in the 7 playing 1st. Tristan Harless, the DH, playing, or in the 8 hole, excuse me. Ashton Bowes, the 9, he is the extra hitter. And rounding it out is the left fielder, Caden McNeil. They are up against Will Hodges, the Liberty commit for DSC. In this first game, the opening game between the Wolves and the Kingsmen this season, they'll play 6 at the Prospect level, a home and home to resume here in 2 weeks. DSC comes in 4-2 in the ABA. The Kingsmen top of the ladder at 8-0. Defensively for DSC, Bullock, Burr, Gaines, and Pennypacker in the infield. Clinic, Elrod, and Milan in the outfield. Newsom doing the catching for Will Hodges. And Ryan Waters will get this going momentarily.
Hodges, number 17.
DSC in the light blue with the blue and white stripes down the pants. Kingsmen in their blacks once again. Fresh off of a varsity win yesterday in Goldsboro, the entire team is here supporting here in Chester as the Kingsman Prospect team tries to stay undefeated in the ABA. And their work cut out for them, a tough DSC team, and the 3-game series about to begin. Coach Joe Hudak heads out to third base. Preston Hudak is the first base coach. And Waters settles in, the center fielder. That's left-handed. This game's set to begin. Will Hodges steps on the mound right-hand side. Corners are in for DSC, at least the third baseman, Bullock. And here's the first pitch. Waters takes it at the knees. It's a called strike to begin the ball game. Top of the first, nothing here between the Wolves and the Kingsmen. It's Waters, Beatrice, and Hart. Hodges 0-1. And Waters takes for strike 2, inner half of the strike zone, to make it 0-2. Hodges comes into the game with an ERA of 2.34, just 1-0 on the season. The starting pitcher has thrown 2 in the zone to start the game. 0-2 pitch. And he strikes out Ryan Waters on 3 pitches to begin the ball game. So after Waters, it'll be Beatrice and Montgomery Hart. Owen Beatrice hitting second.
Beatrice.
The Kingsmen with a notable absence from their starting lineup. Jack Curtis had successful surgery this last weekend, expected to be back in 4 to 6 weeks, but the Kingsmen's average leader not part of the starting lineup. He won't be for a little while. Beatrice, who's in the 2 spot in that category, takes the ball outside. The Kingsman prospect team has scored at least 10 runs in 4 of their last 6 games. Looking for some early offense here, and Beatrice takes a big cut at the fastball. 1-1 after the swing and a miss. Will Hodges has himself an early strikeout. 24 strikeouts now on the season for the Wolves right-hander. 1-1. Off the, it got the outside corner to make it 1-2. So ahead in the count, Hodges with Hart on deck, trying to get Beatrice. The St. John's commit digs back in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch. And he struck out Owen Beatrice with the fastball. Back-to-back strikeouts for Will Hodges, and there are 2 away here in the top of the first.
The shortstop, Montgomery Hart.
First pitch upcoming here to Gummy. The left-hander trying to change the scope of this top of the first. He takes an outside corner fastball to open it up 0-1. In the bottom of the first, we'll see Nick Gaines, Jackson Milan, and Brady Elrod. 1, 2, 3 for DSC. Wolves trying to get out of this first inning, facing the minimum. 0-1 pitch. Missed outside that time, and it is 1-1. Left on right matchup at the plate. Hart has the slight advantage. 1-1. And he took outside again, and he's ahead in the count here. 2 balls to just 1 strike. Kingsman looking for their first base runner. If they can extend the inning, Hudson Entrican would hit here in the first. 2-1. Line drive left center and down. Hart rounding first as the ball's collected by Klimek in left field, and the Kingsmen have a 2-out hit. Hart went opposite field, and that gets the Kingsmen their first base runner. Hudson Entrican will come to the plate here with 2 away in the first.
Right fielder, Hudson Entrican.
In the outfield for DSC, Klimek, Elrod, and Milan. Bullock, Gaines, and Pennypacker in the infield. Runner on first, 2 away. And Newsom putting down the signs for Will Hodges. Quick throw over to first, back safely goes Gummy. Had that play on Friday, Hart one of the floaters between the 2 teams, where there was some contact between the runner down the first base line and stepped on the foot of Hart, who was manning the first base bag, but he's healthy and playing. He is the Kingsman's first hit of the day as Entrican takes a strike. 0-1. Hodges out of the stretch, delivers the slider, and it is low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. Once again, in the bottom of the first, we'll see Gaines, Milan, and Elrod. Bullock and Burr to follow if DSC can get it going. Again, back to first goes hard on the pickoff move. Here in Chester, Virginia, not too far from Richmond. A team with about a 15-minute drive over here from the hotel. Got settled in and ready to go here against DSC. 1-1 pitch. And the fastball is in there to make it 1-2. Hodge is trying to get through this first inning without any damage. One hit across for the Kingsmen, but nothing to show for it yet. 1-2. High for ball 2, and the count is even. If the inning continues past Hudson, it'll be Izzy Classe to hit with 2 out.
Get it, Will. Get it.
Hart has stayed put on first since the 2-out single. And another throw over to first. He took a half step towards second and then had to dive back to the first base bag. Two. Got the outside corner, and Hudson down looking. 3 strikeouts in the first inning for the Liberty commit, Will Hodges. We head to the bottom of the first, 0-0 between the Kingsmen and the Wolves. Prospect Baseball here on the Kingsman Baseball Network.
Leading off for Dominion, second baseman, number 1, Nick Gaines.
Bottom of the first, and Noah Entrikin on the mound for the Kingsmen. The lefty ace will throw his first pitch to Nick Gaines, and it's low and away for a ball. Entrikin back on the mound for the Kingsmen after starting that game 1 of the Rays Collegiate Blue Claw series. Fires a 1-0 fastball on the outside edge to make it 1-1. Entrikin got the win in that ball game. 1-1, just missed outside to make it 2 balls and a strike. Entrikin on the mound in that one. Just the 1 earned run. The Kingsmen won the game 12-2. Outside, 3-1, into some early trouble against Nick Gaines, Jackson Milan, and Brady Elrod. 2-3 in the order following the DSC leadoff man. 3-1. Missed the knees for ball 4. Tried to hit the bottom of the zone with the hitter's count for Gaines, but a free pass issued early for DSC.
Jackson Milan.
Got to keep watch on Nick Gaines here at first base. DSC loves to run. 15 stolen bases. The team leader at first base for the Wolves. See what he does against Entrican and Ritzma. First pitch down the heart of the plate for a called strike to Jackson Milan, the right fielder. Gaines is 15 of 17, running the bases, trying to steal, and a curveball dropped in there. Ritzma kept it close in front, and the runner retreats. 1-1 is the count. Entrican selling that pitch to the plate pretty well. Looked like on that last one, Gaines was ready to hustle back to first. Now they throw over, and Seminara applies the tag late. Nobody out here in the bottom of the first, 0-0 between the Kingsmen and Dominion Sports Collective. 1-1, low and away, 2 balls and a strike. Pretty good crowd on hand for the series opener. The Wolves and the Kingsmen at it for 7 innings today. 2-1. Got the outside corner, and it is 2-2. Will Hodges struck out 3 in the first. There's a throw over to first base to check on Nick Gaines. Hodges had 3 strikeouts in the first. Entrican looking for his first K of the game. Runner on the move. Fastball fouled off. Check swing was enough to get the baseball on that one. Gaines will have to retreat to first base. It was only a matter of time before he took off. That time, he'll have to try again. Infield for the Kingsmen. Clase, Hart, Beatrice, Seminara, left to right. Ritzma, the catcher for Entrican. Gaines back on first after the foul ball. Another 2-strike pitch. Curveball, got him! Strikes out Milan on the outside corner breaking ball. There's 1 away.
How batting the center fielder, number 15, Brady Elrod.
So here is Brady Elrod. In the 3 spot, dangerous hitter for the Wolves. Runner on first, 1 away. And a quick throw from Entrican, not wasting any time, as they'll check on Gaines again. DSC loves to run the bases. Their stolen base totals as a team already eclipsing the 80 mark this early into the season. And again, Entrican, fully aware of that, throws over again. Mason Ritzma, no stranger to gunning down a runner on the base paths. He threw out, I believe it was 4 runners over the course of the series at Gardner-Webb 2 weeks ago, and the runner's on the move here. Outside, he throws down to second on 1 hop, and the ball gets by and into shallow center. So a stolen base for Gaines puts a man in scoring position. The ball was off the plate for a ball.
Ball, no swing. Yeah. Ball, outside.
So after the quick conference, runner on second, still 1 away. Entrican trying to get the Kingsmen out of this first inning. Hart backs off at short. The pitch. Breaking ball, missed. Entrican's pitch, chased and a strike. 2 balls and a strike now the count after the check swing was unable to be held by Brady Elrod. Mackay Bullock's on deck for the Wolves. 0-0 here in the bottom of the first in Chester, Virginia. Big lead over at second for Gaines. The pitch at the knees, called a ball. Once again, a hitter's count for Elrod, a walk and a strikeout so far in this first inning for Entrekin. Ritzma sets up shop. And here's the 3-1. High for a ball. Talking to Entrekin before the game, saying he wanted to try and fill up the zone, see what these DSC hitters are made of. So far, there has not been a ball put into play off of a Wolf bat, but 2 base runners after a couple of early walks. Entrekin will look to find the zone here against Mackay Bullock in the cleanup spot. First pitch to the 4 holes, a breaking ball just off the inside part of the plate for ball 1. Runners on second and first, the infield looking to turn 2 with Hart and Beatrice. They throw over to second, back safely without too much trouble is Nick Gaines. Entrekin comes set out of the stretch. The pitch with the runners on the move. In there for a strike. The throw down to third. Tag by Classe. Got him! Low throw from Ritzma, but Izzy Classe with one heck of a scoop. And they've got Gaines for out number 2. Elrod steals second. So there's a runner on second base with 2 outs. And excuse me, and the pitch called a strike makes it 1-1. So an opportunity for the Kingsmen to get out of this inning after catching the Wolves stolen bases leader at third. Breaking ball missed, 2-1. Entrekin trying to get out of this first, 2-1. Pop up, third base side of the infield, and Hart, ranging into shallow center, makes the catch on the pop-up. We head to the second. Classe, Ritzma, and Seminara to hit when we come back. Prospect Baseball here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Back here for the second inning here in Chester, Virginia, the Kingsmen and Dominion Sports Collective at it for a 3-game ABA Prospect Series. And that first inning, a pretty good indicator of the quality of baseball that is set to be played over the course of this 3-game set. 3 strikeouts for Hodges in the first inning. He's working to 5, 6, 7 here in the second. First pitch to Classe, a fastball right down the middle for strike number 1. In the bottom of the first, 2 walks for Entrekin, but a caught stealing on the base paths and a big pop out to end the frame brings this one 0-0 into the second. 0-1 to Classe. Way outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Classe, Ritzma, and Seminara. Third baseman, the catcher, then the first baseman for the Kingsmen, set to hit and try to crack the score sheet for the first time. They got a base hit in the first, but nothing came from it. 1-1. Classe flies it into right field. Going back on it is Milan, and Milan makes the catch for out number 1 here in the top of the second.
The catcher, Mason Ritzma.
So here comes another left-handed hitter. Back-to-back lefties to start this inning for Hodges on the mound to face, although Classe the switch hitter. Ritz, the true left-handed, and the slider in the dirt to make it ball 1. Hodges came into the season having thrown 15 and a third. Back on the mound looking for a quality start here at home for the Wolves. 1-0. And when it's thought about it, the pitch was in there to even the count. A ball and a strike here to the Kingsman catcher. Ritzma watches it go just outside, 2-1.
Let's go, Ritz.
Top of the second, bases empty and 1 out. 2-1 pitch from Hodges, and a laser foul crashing off of the fencing in front of the third base dugout. It's 2-2. Hodges trying to retire 5 of 6 here in the early going, 2-2. And he strikes out Ritzma with the fastball at the letters. That's his 4th strikeout of the game. And there's 2 down here for the Kingsmen of Seminara, the next to the plate.
First baseman, Anthony Seminara.
Arguably the best arm the Kingsmen have faced here in ABA play so far. The 4 strikeouts showcasing that as Hodges getting settled in here in the second. 2 away, Seminara trying to get things started. And he hits one off the handle, foul, first base side. The Kingsmen got a 2-out base hit in the first inning from Montgomery Hart. But Hart ended up stranded at first base to end the inning. The Seminara can get things started. Harless will hit here in the second. 0-1. Off the outside corner, 1 ball and 1 strike. One, and that's a low and away. 2 balls and a strike. In the bottom of the second, we'll see Jude Burr, Owen Klimek, and Tyson Pennypacker. 5, 6, 7 do up for the Wolves. Seminara ahead in the count here with 2 away. Hodges lifts the leg and comes home and nails the outside corner with a fastball to make it 2-2.
Let's go, Ant.
Hodges coming set at the letters. 2-2 pitch. Fastball, chopped third base side. It's Burr. Backhand stop. The sidearm throw is scooped by Pennypacker to end the inning. Nice play in the DSC infield. Kingsmen go without a run for the second inning straight. We head to the bottom of the second. Entrican back on the mound when we return here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Bottom of the second here between the Kingsmen and DSC. Griffin Leonard here on the Kingsman Baseball Network for you. The Kingsmen battling the DSC Wolves. Bottom two scoreless here in the Commonwealth of Virginia. Outside corner fastball starts at the bottom of the second. It's the shortstop. Jude Burr is in there, and he is down 0-1. Entrican working out of the windup to start the second inning, and he slides home. Fastball low evens the count. Had a strikeout in the first inning. They'll be looking to get through the second efficiently. There's a ground ball shortstop side. Montgomery Hart has it, throws across the diamond to first, and there's the first out of the inning. They get Burr with the ground out, and it'll be Owen Klimek next. An even 20 pitches in the first inning for Entrican. He's thrown 3 so far in the second to get the first hitter. And that's the kind of efficiency that he and the coaching staff will like to see. Some action early on in the at-bat. He gets a ground out. So, Owen Klimek next to hit. Left-on-left matchup. Breaking ball in the dirt, blocked by Ritzmo, 1-0. Middle of the DSC order, they're hitting 10 just as the Kingsmen are. That one off the plate. 2-0.
Let's go, Noah.
Finds the zone with that fastball. It's 2-1. Wolves looking for their first base runner of the inning. Entrican trying to retire his third straight. 2-1 pitch. And just missed the knees, 3-1. Hitters count for Owen Klimek. And it's Tyson Pennypacker, the first baseman, on deck. Foul ball to make it 3-2. Full count pitch to Klimek. And he went after it for strike 3. Called at the plate, a swing. The lefty down on strikes. Entrican has his second of the game. Would have been a tough one for the first base umpire to get on appeals. The home plate umpire took charge of that check swing call. There are 2 outs here in the inning. First pitch to Pennypacker is a swing and a miss. Top of the zone, strike 0-1. The Kingsmen, after bringing 4 hitters to the plate in the first, were set down in order in the second. DSC brought 4 hitters to the plate in the first, and Entrican trying to get them in order here in inning number 2. 0-2 here with 2 away. If the inning does continue, we'll see Christian Newsome, the DSC catcher. Entrican a couple of shakes. He has his sign, 0-2 pitch. Fastball just high, laid off by Pennypacker, but it's a good 0-2 pitch. In the third for the Kingsmen, we'll see Harless, Bose, and McNeil. Bottom of the Kingsmen order. 1-2 with 2 outs. Outside corner, ring him up, strike 3. 3 strikeouts for Entrican through 2 innings, and we are scoreless as we head to the third here at Prospect Baseball on the Kingsman Baseball Network.
Leading off the third inning for the Kingsmen, designated hitter, Tristan Harlan.
Scoreless tie here in Virginia. It's 0-0 between DSC and the Kingsmen. 8, 9, 10 due up for the Kingsmen here in the third. Tristan Harless sees his first pitch against Hodges, and he takes on the outside edge for strike number 1. Harless, then Bose, then McNeil. 8, 9, 10 for the Kingsmen, looking for the first spark of offense. Hart had the single, but no other offense yet for the Kingsmen at the bats. That one does not find the zone, and it's 1-1. Both starting pitchers working very efficiently. Hodges has been good through 2, already has 4 strikeouts. 1-1. Harless down the left field line, going after it, Klimek, and he makes the catch with the glove turned over for out number 1.
Go, Bose. Here we go, Bubba.
Extra hitter, Ashton Bose.
Ashton Bose steps in with 1 away and nobody out. Bose, the extra hitter in the order, batting 9th today. Right on right matchup. Hodges looking for another one. First pitch, fastball, uncorked it down the middle. 0-1 is the count. Caden McNeil on deck for the Kingsmen. Have 2 games for you tomorrow here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Game 1 starting at noon. Those 2 games will wrap up this series. In there to make it 0-2. This will be pitch number 35 for Will Hodges. He comes set, ahead 0-2 on Ashton Bose. The pitch. And fought off, end of the bat, foul ball for Bose to keep things moving. Both teams coming off some wins. The DSC team coming off of a sweep of Eastern Carolina Academy 2 weeks ago. They had last week off of ABA play. Another 0-2. Blew it by him. Strikeout number 5. And McNeil will come up with 2 away. Some really good DSC pitching early on in this ball game has made it difficult for the Kingsmen to get their offense going. We've seen how lethal it can be. This has not had much of a chance to blossom in the opening 3 innings of this one. Caden McNeil trying to change that at the bottom of the order. Slider way off the plate, 1-0. If the inning continues, we'll see the top of the order again for Ryan Waters and company. Due up in the bottom of the third is 8, 9, 10 for DSC, Newsome, Smith, and Walton. There's a chopper, tough play. The third baseman coming in on it. Bullock throwing to first, not in time. Caden McNeil showing off the speed. He's got an infield hit. It looked like Hodges may have had a chance to get that himself coming off the mound, but he let it go for his infield. And McNeil using that hang time off of the chopped ground ball to hustle the 90 feet down the line. So, for the second time in 3 innings, the Kingsmen have a 2-out base hit to the third base side. And Ryan Waters will hit with 2 away. See if McNeil tests the arm of the catcher Newsome. Quick throw over to first, back safely off of the pickoff from Hodges. McNeil, the stolen bases leader for the Kingsmen. We'll see if he gets moving at some point during this at-bat. Another throw, and Hodges sailed into right field. McNeil off to the races, spinning around second and heading for third. The throw comes in from the outfield, and Caden McNeil goes first to third on the error by Will Hodges. And now the Kingsmen 90 feet away from the game's first run. First time that Coach Hudak's crew has had a runner in scoring position. But 2 outs, so Waters will have to get it done at the plate. Has yet to see his first pitch. First pitch, a foul tip, strike 1 into the glove of Newsome. Shallow backstop here at Iron Bridge Sports Complex. So it'd have to be a good one for McNeil to try and score. 0-1. Swing and a miss to make it 0-2. Second time Waters has come to the plate here in the contest. He struck out his first time. The center fielder trying to find a way to keep this inning going and give the Kingsmen a lead. Beatrice on deck if the third continues. 0-2. And a line drive, pop foul out of play. Got it off the handle, but fought off the 0-2 pitch from Hodges. Entrican will come back out in the third to face Newsome, Smith, and Walton. Bottom of the order for DSC. We'll see if Noah has a lead to work with or not. Still 0-2. Waters fighting left-hand side against Will Hodges. The righty comes to the plate and misses high, 1-2. It's a good chase pitch, but Waters ducking backwards to make sure he didn't go after it. 1-2. 1-2. Fastball struck him out. Second time Waters has gone down swinging today. That is strikeout number 6 for Will Hodges. The Kingsmen get a man on third, but do not score. We head to the bottom of the third. Scoreless here, Prospect Baseball on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Bottom of the third here in Chester, Virginia. Scoreless tie between the Kingsmen and the DSC Wolves. Noah Entrican back on the mound for the third inning of work. Fires a fastball that got the zone for strike number 1 against the DSC catcher Christian Newsome up for the first time in the 8-hole. Kingsman got a man on third in the last inning. Could not cash in. 0-1. Foul ball to make it 0-2. On deck is Steele Smith, the designated hitter, then Braden Walton, the extra hitter in the 10 spot. Fly ball right side, but well foul. And onto the second field here at the ballpark complex. Just 2 fields here at Iron Bridge. Home of the DSC Wolves. 0-2. Entrican working quickly to the catcher Newsome. The lefty fires a fastball, popped up right side of the infield. Seminara coming in on it, now backing up, and makes the catch a couple feet from the first base bag. 1 out here in the bottom of the third. Scoreless here in Chester. The Kingsman trying to preserve its undefeated record at the top of the ABA.
Designated hitter, Number 10,
Kingsman and
Steele
TNXL, the only
Smith.
two remaining undefeateds at the prospect level. DSC not lurking too far behind, 4-2 in the early goings of the spring season. There's a fastball just off the inside part of the plate, and an appeal down to first says the swing to make it 0-1. The left-handed hitter at the plate is Steele Smith. Got called for the appeal by the first base umpire, and now behind 0-2 after the high fastball. Three strikeouts so far for Entrikin. He's got a second hitter in a row to 2 strikes to start this third inning. Make it 4. There's a fastball to get Steele Smith, and 2 are gone here in the bottom of the third. A pitcher's duel forming between 2 really good arms in Will Hodges and Noah Entrikin. Neither one is cracked yet, and there are 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Bottom of the order up for DSC. That's how the Kingsmen got things started in the first and the third. A couple of base hits, but nothing to show for it on the scoreboard. Fastball away, ball 1. In the fourth for the Kingsmen, it'll be 2, 3, and 4. The meat of the order, Beatrice, Hart, and Entrikin up against Hodges. Swing and a miss to make it 1-1 on that outside fastball. If the inning continues, the top of the order for DSC will come back around. Nick Gaines walked and was thrown out at third base his first time around. 1-1 pitch. Entrikin back to the fastball, but does not get the decision on the outside corner. 2-1. 2 hits for the Kingsmen. DSC a couple of walks. And now 2-2 as that ball clips the outside edge. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Entrikin deals low, and the count is full. Top of the order lurking for the Wolves. If the door is kept ajar, Entrikin trying to retire the order here in the third. 3-2 pitch. And he missed low. It's his third walk. And a base runner aboard for the Wolves of DSC.
Extra hitter, number 1, Nick Gaines.
Go, Nick.
Mentioned it a minute ago, Nick Gaines walked to start the bottom of the first for DSC. Runner on first, 2 outs. First pitch, runner on the move, fastball in there, throw down to second's a good one, but safe is the call as Walton was just ahead of the tag. Stolen base to make it 0-1.
Max.
Entrikin not too worried about the runner here with 2 outs, but the stolen base has made things more difficult as there's a runner in scoring position. 0-1 pitch coming. Lefty fires a fastball, and he's ahead 0-2. Once again, 2, 3, 4. Loading up for the Kingsmen in the fourth. Entrikin trying to get the Kingsmen into that fourth inning with the score still at a couple of goose eggs. 0-2 to the DSC leadoff man. Gaines swings and misses, and the inning is over. Another strikeout for Entrikin, who has 5, and we head to inning number 4. 0-0 here in Virginia on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Top of the fourth inning here in the Kingsman and DSC series opener. 3 games on tap this week in the Commonwealth of Virginia. First pitch coming here to Owen Beatrice, who struck out his first time against Hodges. He starts things off with a foul ball. It takes an odd ricochet off of the interior of the fence and then bounces out and over. It's Beatrice, then Hart, then Entrekin. 2-3-4 against Hodges. The Kingsmen out hitting the Wolves so far, but scoreless on the scoreboard. 0-1, and Owen watches that go. It's 1-1. A good take there from Owen. The second baseman, the Kingsmen's home run leader on the season. 4 already out of the yard. Interesting ballpark here in Chester. A shallow center field, but a deep fence. There's a ball high to make it 2-1. Word on the street is 320 in left, 340 in right. But the center field fence is actually shallower than the right field fence is. It's just, I don't know, triple the height, maybe more. 2-1. Slider in the dirt, 3 balls and a strike. Either way, potential for some big power. And there's certainly big power due up this inning for the Kingsman bats. Hitters count for Beatrice, who will have the green light, trying to get the Kingsmen their first base runner with less than 2 outs. 3-1. And Owen rips at third base side, fielded by Bullock, who goes across the diamond in time to get Beatrice by half a step, and there's 1 gone here in the fourth. He indeed did have the 3-1 green light, just missed the barrel. The chop ground ball fielded at the hot corner by Micaiah Bullock. So here's Gummy. Hart had the single to left field his first time. One of 2 hits so far for the Kingsmen in the ball game. Fastball at the knees for strike number 1. Short chat between hitter and umpire, confirming the details of that pitch. 0-1. The left-hander digs in. The pitch is missed. Down the heart of the plate from Hodges, and it's 0-2. Entrekin on deck in the cleanup spot for the Kingsmen. Batting in the cleanup for the first time in some time. Jack Curtis mentioned earlier, out for the next couple of weeks, and time called before that pitch to the plate. Hodges threw it home anyway, but it will not count. Curtis out for a couple of weeks here, and he would normally take that cleanup spot. Entrekin had been hitting in the 5 or the 6 hole, but he gets the bump to the 4 with Classe in the 5 behind him. 2-strike pitch. High and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Oh, Will.
1-2. Got the outside corner to get Hart for out number 2.
Right fielder, Hudson, and Entrekin.
So here is Entrekin trying to get the Kingsmen started. 2 of the 3 innings so far, they've had base hits with 2 away. And Hudson goes after the first pitch, slider in the dirt, 0-1. In the bottom of the 4th, we'll see the 2-3-4 for the Wolves. Milan, Elrod, and Bullock trying to crack Noah Entrekin. Outside, 1-1.
Go, Will.
A ball to strike. Tried to front door him with the slider. 2 balls and 1 strike now for Entrekin. Classe on deck if the inning continues. reaching the halfway point of this ball game. ABA play here in Virginia. 2-1 to Hudson. And the fastball just low makes it 3-1. Only the third hitter that the right-hander Will Hodges has had to face here in the fourth, but he has had to work for it. Second 3-1 count we've seen. And the pitch is outside for a walk. The Kingsmen get some two-out production once again.
Third baseman, Israel Classe.
So Classe up trying to get something done for the Kingsmen. Runner on first, 2 away. Entrikin with the walk. He stands on first and Hodges is out of the stretch. Outside for ball 1. Classe, with arguably the hardest hit ball by a Kingsman hitter in this ball game, had that fly out into the right center field gap that Milan was able to track down. But before the 1-0, we'll see a mound visit. As DSC going to talk things over here in the top of the fourth. We'll step aside for just a moment. Be right back here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Back here after the quick mound visit. 1-0 count. Classe readies himself. And Hodges misses the zone. The count is 2-0.
We'll go get him, Will.
They've had a couple of opportunities to score the game's opening run, just have not had a base hit with runners on base. 2-0. Classe misses on the outside corner. 2-1. Mason Ritzma on deck if the fourth continues further. We throw over to first, and Entrikin is back safely with the dive. Chilly day here in Chester, Virginia, but the sun is out. Hardly a cloud in the sky, but it was in the 30s this morning, into the low 40s as we got into game time. Important pitch here. Runner on the move. Late throw down to second, and Entrikin taking advantage. I don't think the catcher, Christian Newsom, knew that Entrikin had taken off there. It's 3-1, and a runner now on second base. Hitters count for Classe. Ritzma on deck. And Izzy with the opportunity to score the game's first run if he can find turf in the outfield. Entrikin will be moving on any ball hit here with 2 outs. 3-1 from Hodges. Classe swings, drills it into right center field. It's down. Chasing after it in the gap is Elrod. Classe trips around first base, motoring down to second anyway as Entrikin scores, and it's a 2-out double for the Kingsmen, who take the lead here in the top of the fourth, courtesy of Izzy Classe. The first time that the Kingsman offense has gotten to Will Hodges with a runner on base, and 2-out production key again for the Kingsmen, this time in the fourth. 1-0 here on the road. Ritzma the next to hit. Classe hitting that ball in a very similar spot that he did his last time to the plate. But that time leveled it out a little bit more, and no chance for the infield or the outfield to come down with it. First pitch coming to the Canadian catcher. Hodges lifts the leg, comes home, and Ritzma skies it foul, 0-1.
Go, Will.
Classe off of second, fresh off of the RBI double. And Ritzma digs in. Down 0-1. Hodges staring down. Classe comes to the plate and misses low.
Go, Will.
A reminder in the bottom of the fourth, it'll be Milan, Elrod, and Bullock. The Kingsmen haven't had much in the way of bullpen action. Noah Entrikin riding things out here through 3 in style. Just a couple of walks against the Kingsman left-hander. 1-1 to Ritz. And Mason hits it hard, shortstop side. A beauty of a play by Burr. He throws to first in time to end the inning. Sliding stop to save another run, but the Kingsmen strike in the fourth. 1-0. We head to the bottom half, and Entrikin back on the mound when we come back on the Kingsman Baseball Network. So we go to the bottom of the fourth. The Kingsmen have the lead here in Chester, Virginia. A big series on the road between 2 of the top teams in the ABA's Prospect North Division. The Kingsmen battling DSC here in the bottom of the fourth, 1-0, and Noah Entrikin back on the mound to face 2, 3, and 4 for DSC. Jackson Milan, who struck out looking his first time, swings at the first pitch and skies it foul third base side. Milan, the right fielder for DSC. In the 2 spot, followed by Elrod and Bullock. Left on left, 0-1 pitch. Curveball spiked, blocked by Ritz. Noah Entrikin has retired 7 of his last 8 here in the ball game. 1-1. Missed low again with the curveball. 2-1 now the count. An entertaining pitching duel between Hodges and Entrikin in the fourth inning. There has been a little bit of bullpen action for DSC. 2-1 pitch from Noah. Just high, appeal down to first, no swing, and 3-1 now the count. It tried to get Milan. 3-1, Entrikin fighting from behind. Here's his pitch. And he's lost Milan to start the fourth inning. Entrikin has been untouchable by the Wolves' bats, but he has walked 4.
Center fielder.
And the leadoff walk puts a man on for Brady Elrod. Things are going to get interesting here in the bottom of the fourth. The DSC Wolves have been unafraid to run already in this ball game. They have 3 stolen bases in the game's first 3 innings. Entrikin, the left-hander, working out of the stretch. And there's a strike out of the glove of Ritzma, and the ball popping out front allows 90 feet for Milan. That's a pass ball to make it 0-1. Elrod had swung through it and then kind of stepped on home plate, but there was nothing as far as encroachment on Ritzma's ability to throw out the runner at second. 0-1, nobody out. The pitch. Squaring to bunt, pulling back, it's 1-1. Ritzma kept that one in front, but the count is even. Brady Elrod walked, stole second, and then was stranded at second when the first inning came to an end. Prior to Milan and Walton, he was the last to reach base for the Wolves. There's another bunt pulled back at the last second, 2-1. They're trying to get the tying run over to third. Looking to do so, sacrificing the first out of the inning. They have Mekhi Bullock coming up to the plate next, their home run and RBI leader. 2-1, again squaring, and that time coming up empty on the bunt attempt, 2-2. Good outside pitch from Entrican, and we'll see what Elrod does now, down to his last strike. Clase is back, Seminara is in at the grass, and time has been called before the pitch thrown. Entrican stopped his motion midway through. Runner on second, nobody out. That runner, the tying run in this ball game, the Kingsmen scoring their first run of the game on the Izzy Clase double. 2-strike pitch, low, and the count is full. Important hitter for Entrican. Three balls and 2 strikes with nobody out. Payoff pitch incoming. Entrican, the fastball, cranked into center. Going back on it is Ryan Waters at the wall, and it's off of that high wall, and that's gone. Over the center field fence for a 2-run home run by Brady Elrod, and DSC has the lead. Ryan Waters had played that at the fence, trying to deke the runner at second base, and then had tried to play it off the wall, but it cleared that center field fence to make it 2-1. There is action in the Kingsman bullpen. Tristan Harless is the right-handed pitcher warming up for the Kingsmen. 2-1 is the score here in Chester. And now a line drive down the left field line, hooking toward the corner, and that one is foul. Cleared the fence, but out of play, and it is 0-1. DSC has opened up their hitting here in the 4th inning. That home run was the first hit of the ball game against Entrican.
Baseball. Hey, get this one out. Get that one out.
So after the long foul ball, Mekhi Bullock, who popped out to short to end the first inning, trying to level things out. Entrican's 0-1 pitch, and missed low to even the count. First lead of the game for DSC, coming off of a sweep at home to ECA and looking for a big win over the Kingsmen. The Kingsmen will need a little bit more offense if they're to keep their undefeated streak going. In the dirt again from Entrican, 2-1. Entrican out of the windup with the bases empty. Drops the breaking ball in there, swinging a miss to make it 2-2. Beautiful change of speed there. That one in the mid 60s from Entrican. See what he comes after the hitter Bullock with. 2-2, hitting to right field, going back on it. Hudson Entrekin reaching up over his shoulder and makes a great catch. Another hard hit ball off the bat of Mekhi Bullock, but it hangs up just enough for Entrekin to chase after it. And there is one out here in the fourth. Jude Barr to hit next, grounded out shortstop to first to start the second inning. 1-run lead for the Wolves of DSC. Game 1 of 3 here in Virginia. Entrekin's first pitch. Fastball away, 1-0. One-0 pitch. And away, or low and in, excuse me. 2 balls and no strikes. Away from the strike zone. And a hitter's count for Jude Barr. Or Burr, excuse me. Burr hit that ground ball out, 0-1. Now here's the 2-0. And he's ahead 3-0. Entrekin trying to settle in here with 1 away. And he's lost Burr on 4 pitches. Coach Joe Hudak going to walk out to the mound to chat with Entrekin. We'll see if he gets another batter here in the fourth with Owen Klimek up next. And there is a point to the bullpen. That'll be it for Entrekin. 3 1/3. Had no hits against him going into the 4th inning, but DSC turned up the heat. A 2-run home run has put the Wolves in front. A new pitcher on the mound when we come back in the Kingsman Baseball Network. New pitcher for the Kingsmen here, and it's the West Virginia native Tristan Harless, the right-hander, coming in relief of Noah Entrekin, who went 3 1/3. We'll get you that final line when it is complete. Just one hit against Entrekin in the ballgame, but it was a big one. Big fly gives DSC the 2-1 lead, and now Owen Klimek up with the man on first. Runner on the move. Harless hits the outside corner. Throw down to second. A good one from Ritz. And in time to get Jude Burr the second time Ritzma's thrown out a runner, and that's out number 2 off of the swinging strike. Harless starts off his relief appearance well. Oh, 1 pitch. Harless misses away. 1 ball and 1 strike. And that's a good fastball to get back ahead. Two-seamer ran away from the left-handed hitter, and it's 1-2. If the inning continues, we'll see Penny Packer for the Wolves. In the 5th for the Kingsmen, it'll be Seminara, Harless, and Bose. Slider just missed inside, and it is 2-2. Harless started the game as the designated hitter, now on the mound. 2-2 with 2 outs. A shake, and now Harless set at the belt. Just off the plate, Ritzma couldn't snag the baseball. It's 3-2. 0 for 1 today for the left fielder. Klimek struck out. It was Entrikin's 2nd of 5 strikeouts in the starting appearance today. And there's the strikeout for Tristan Harless. 2 runs across in the inning for DSC, but Harless comes down from the bullpen and calms the storm. We head to the 5th. 1-run ball game here in Chester on the Kingsman Baseball Network.
Leading off the Kingsman.
Top of the 5th here in Virginia. The Wolves and the Kingsmen at it in ABA prospect play. It's been a great ball game so far. And Will Hodges back on the mound for his 5th inning of work against Seminara. Harless and Bowes. First pitch, a fastball. Got the outside half of the strike zone to open things up against Seminara, who grounded out to end the second inning. Had a good at-bat, just nothing to show for it in the end. Hodges ahead in the count, 0-1. Outlasted the Kingsman starter, Noah Entrikin. But a good day on the mound for Noah. I'll get you his line in a second. That ball low and inside. Final line for Noah Entrikin, 3 1/3. 2 earned runs off of just 1 hit, but 5 walks plagued the Kingsman left-hander. He had 5 strikeouts to go along with it. 1-1. Outside, 2 balls and a strike. The 1 hit on Entrikin, that home run to center field by Brady Elrod. Came into the game as DSC's average leader, hitting just shy of 400. He had the big fly to give the Wolves the lead. 2-1 to Ant. Seminara takes low, 3-1. Tristan Harless, the pitcher who came in for Entrikin, is on deck as the designated hitter. Hodges comes set. Important 3-1 pitch. And he misses way outside. To the backstop it goes. And the Kingsmen have the leadoff walk. First time today that the Kingsmen have a base runner with less than 2 outs in the ball game.
Pitcher.
And down a run, they'll take it.
Harless.
Tristan Harless in a big spot. 8-hole hitter, the designated hitter, flew out to left his first time. Had the opposite field poke that was chased down by Clement. The shortstop down there, Jude Burr, putting on some signs from the 6th position. See what Seminara does at first base. Hodges, that good pickoff move, getting it over to first quickly. Harless squares very early. Bunt popped up, caught, and Seminara trying to get back to first, and a double play. Tristan Harless needed to get that bunt down. He did not. And the double play completed for 2 outs here in the inning. Roars of appreciation from the DSC fans here at home as they're now 2 big steps into getting through this 5th with the lead. Here's Ashton Bowes. First pitch called a strike to Ashton Bowes. In the bottom of the 5th, it'll be Pennypacker, Newsome, and Smith.
On the pitch.
It hasn't been a strike all day.
Hey, I don't want to hear it.
Well, that's the first thing I've said anything the
You
whole
need to go
freaking
back right
day.
now. I'm not going to listen
First
to this.
thing I said, and already I don't want to hear
Here's the
it.
ball. Here's the ball.
Give me a break.
Here's
Give
your
me a
board.
break. Just
Next
sit.
time, sit.
Let's go after!
Hold on, that's fine.
After the called strike, it's 0-1 here to Ashton Bowes, who struck out as the extra hitter his first time. High fly ball, but hooking foul, well out of play. Hodges has Bowes 0-2. McNeil will hit if the inning continues. 0-2. Hodges back on the mound. The right-hander throws home. And got the outside corner to get Ashton Bowes. We will head to the bottom of the 5th, 2-1 here in Chester. Back here for the bottom of the 5th inning here in Virginia. Close one between the Kingsmen and DSC. The Wolves looking to give the Kingsmen their first loss of ABA play, but still a couple innings to determine the winner of this one. Tristan Harless back on the mound after getting the last 2 outs of the 4th inning. His first pitch rides inside on Tyson Pennypacker. The first baseman struck out looking his first time, and Harless will try to settle in here in the bottom of the 5th. 1-0. Down the heart of the plate, a called strike to make it 1-1. Harless had that bunt in the top of the 5th. It resulted in a double play for the Kingsmen. Back on the mound, trying to come back strong. And he misses outside with the breaking ball to make it 2-1. It's Pennypacker, Newsome, and Steele Smith. Bottom half of the order for DSC, and the Kingsmen looking to keep this one at 2-1 as we get closer to the 6th. Just whisked low.
Some pitch.
3 balls and a strike. Harless pitching to the first baseman. And missed. Once again, a leadoff walk. Third inning out of 5 that DSC has had a leadoff walk.
Number 12,
And the runner on first to start this 5th inning. Christian Newsome popped out to Seminara at first to start off this ball, or to start off his appearance at the plate. That was to start the 3rd inning. He squares the bunt and fouls it off. Ritzma shaken up after the foul ball was tipped into the body. Ritzma shaking things out, but appears to be all right. 0-1 after the foul ball. We'll see if Newsome tries to square and bunt again. Runner on first, nobody out. Clase is in on the grass. And there is a bunt attempt, and it is down first base side. Harless scoops it up, flips to first, and they get the out at first base as the runner Pennypacker moves to second. Kingsmen take the out, the Wolves take the 90 feet. The trade-off complete here in the 5th, and there's 1 out. Steele Smith struck out in the 3rd, and he bats again for the 2nd time. Harless settled in out of the stretch. Kingsmen down 2-1 here in Chester, Virginia. First pitch. And Smith misses the letters by just an inch or 2. It's 1-0.
Here we go.
1-0. In the dirt, scoop backhand side, and dropped in front by Ritzma, but it importantly keeps the runner at bay. Pennypacker in scoring position for DSC. Jackson Milan, who was at second in the last inning when Elrod hit the 2-run home run to give the Wolves the lead. And that one gets away from Ritzma. Another 90 feet for Tyson Pennypacker. He is on third base. And now the infield is going to come in to try to protect the important run. Three balls and no strikes. Harless trying to come back and get Steele Smith. Brandon Walton on deck. There's a hard ground ball hit first base side and under runner rounding first, heading for second, and it's a one-out double to make it 3-1. The infield was in, so Seminara had less time to react, and it got under his glove and into right field on the scorching ground ball.
Second baseman, number 22, Braden Walton.
So that makes it 3-1 here in the fifth. Braden Walton walked, was stranded in scoring position his first time to the plate. Bottom of the order up for DSC. Slider away for ball one. And that ball runs inside and points Braden Walton. Harless has run into some trouble here in the fifth. Runners on second and first and one away. Top of the order for DSC, Nick Gaines to the plate.
Extra hitter, number 1, Nick Gaines.
Gaines, the second baseman for the Wolves. And Harless working with runners on base here and one out. Drops a beauty of a breaking ball in there to get things started. Up 0-1. In the top of the sixth, the Kingsmen will bring up 10-1-2. Some good bats coming up on the other side for the Kingsmen, trying to keep this at a 2-run ball game. That fastball upstairs, 1-1.
Let's go, Where's the fun,
1-1 pitch. Goes back to the breaking ball. Popped up shallow center. Ryan Waters sprinting in on it, and he makes the catch. Sprinting back to first base was Braden Walton with nobody covering. He took a good secondary. Gaines flies out. Smith on second, Walton on first with 2 away.
Number 2, Jackson Milan.
So Jackson Milan walked and scored the first run of the game for DSC. He's up with runners on second and first. 0 for 1 today. First pitch from Harless. Fastball hit high in the air to left center field. Going back on it, Ryan Waters, playable, and the center fielder ends the inning with back-to-back catches on the flyout. We head to the sixth. Another one on the board for DSC, and the home Wolves lead the Kingsmen by 2. 2 innings to go here in Virginia. We'll be right back. To the 6th we go here in Virginia. 10-1-2 up for the Kingsmen in what could be a pivotal 6th inning. Caden McNeil had that infield hit his first time. The speedster on the bases tries to get things started. It's McNeil, Waters, and Beatrice. Still out on the mound, Will Hodges starts his 6th inning of work with a fastball, and it's chopped to the second baseman. Easy play for the second baseman, Gaines, who throws out Caden for out number 1. Chopped into the wheelhouse of the second baseman. Top of the order now for the Kingsmen, 1 away.
Center fielder.
3-1 is the score here. DSC leading the KBA. Still some time to work, but working from behind for the first time in a while. First pitch to Waters, hits it shortstop side. Fielded, but bobbled. Burr goes across the diamond and sails it off the fence behind first base. It stayed in play, but Waters is on with 1 out.
Second baseman. Owen Beatrice.
So Owen Beatrice comes up as the tying run here in the 6th inning. The Kingsmen have a base runner with 1 away. We'll see what Owen can do. He's had some big hits already for the Kingsmen this spring. Hodges trying to keep this one in the Wolves' pocket. First pitch, fastball, got the strike call, and it is 0-1. Beatrice in the ball game, a strikeout and a ground out. Had that 3-1 pitch, a fastball that he tapped to the third base side. He'd love a ball on the gap here with Waters moving from first. 0-1. Got the outside corner, and it's 0-2. Montgomery Hurt is on deck for the Kingsmen after Beatrice is complete with his at-bat. 0-2, Hodges working against Beatrice. And that one off the plate, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Big opportunity for Owen Beatrice and the Kingsmen here in the 6th, down by 2 runs. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch from Hodges. Fastball hit high but foul, hooking right side and out of play as Beatrice tried to send it to the opposite field. Still alive, Beatrice working, looking for his first hit of the ball game. 4 home runs on the season for the St. John's commit. Chases the curveball downstairs, and that's out number 2.
Hey, let me know, Tyson. Hey, let me know the way.
Shortstop Montgomery Hart.
So Gummy up in a huge spot with 2 outs. Tying run at the plate, Waters on first. First pitch. Gummy takes it high for ball 1. Waters a good lead off of first. Hodges to the plate. Missed away, low as well. 2 balls and no strikes. In the bottom of the 6th for DSC, we'll see Elrod, Bullock, and Burr. 3, 4, 5 for the Wolves. Kingsman down 2 runs here on the road. The next pitch is away, 3-0. If Hart reaches, we'll see Hudson Entrecamp to the plate. Walked his last time and came in to score on the Class A double, which gave the Kingsmen their lone run. At the time, it was a 1-0 lead. Now they're down 3-1, looking for a response. See if Hart has the green light. 3-0 pitch. And well outside, a 4-pitch walk dealt by Hodges. The tying run is aboard here with 2 away in the 6th.
Right fielder.
And here comes the big bat of Hudson Entrecamp. Looking for a big moment The Kingsmen down a couple of runs. Waters on second, Hart on first. Hodges through 5 2/3, trying to get through an even 6, and he steps off. First pitch coming to Entrican. And Hudson takes it on the inner half for strike number 1. Younger brother of the starting pitcher, Noah, went 3 1/3 to start this game on the mound for the Kingsmen. Hudson trying to pick him up with a big hit in a big spot. 0-1, Hodges lifts the leg, comes home, and hits the outside corner to make it 0-2.
Go hard, Tom.
0-2 hole for Entrican. Classe on deck if the inning continues further. Hodges a long time looking in at home plate. Now comes set. 0-2 pitch. Goes to the fastball and Entrican fights it off. Good 0-2 cut there to stay alive. Tying run on first base. 0-2. Entrican fighting against Hodges, who just walked Hart on 4 pitches but has come back strong, and now time called at the plate.
Let's go, Huddy.
Hodges coming set. Stares down second, comes home, and spiked the slider 1-2. Two of the ABA's top Northern Division teams. DSC sitting at 4-2, the Kingsmen at 8-0. DSC trying to close out the 6th inning. Entrican trying to keep the Kingsmen kicking. 1-2 for Hodges. High fastball, pokes second base side and through. Waters getting the wave around third. The throw comes and is cut off. It's 3-2 here in Chester. RBI single, Hudson Entrican keeps the 6th alive.
Let's go, Pop! We're good. Still got 2.
The second baseman,
Hey, talk it up, come on.
Nick
Third
Gaines, was way over, holding on. Not quite holding on, but pretty close to holding on Ryan Waters at second. And when that ground ball was poked to the opposite side, there was plenty of daylight on that side of the infield. 3-2 is the score. Izzy Classe, who had the RBI double in the 4th, comes to the plate with the tying run on second. Right on left matchup. A switch hitting Classe. Ready to strike again. Hart on second. Entrican on first. The first pitch from Hodges. Outside for ball 1. Eli. One ball, no strikes. Hodges coming home and does not get the call. It's 2-0. Hitters count for Classe. The Kingsmen have hit back for 1 here in the 6th after surrendering 3 unanswered across the last 2 frames defensively. Hart on second, Entrican on first. 2-0 pitch, poke foul.
Go, Izzy.
2 balls and a strike to Clase. Outside, 3-1. If the inning continues, Mason Ritzema has the shin pads on, swinging in the on-deck circle, will come up. The Kingsman catcher had a hard hit ball his last time. Three balls and a strike. Tying run on second. Go ahead on first. Pitch to Clase. Outside, and the bases are loaded. Time called and a meeting on the mound. Will Hodges threw 5 2/3, but that will be all. 3-2 is the score. 5 2/3 really good innings for the Liberty commit, but they will rely on the next arm as the Wolves try to get out of the 6th inning jam. 1-run game here in Chester, Virginia. We'll be right back on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Back here in the top of the 6th. Day is done for Will Hodges. 5 2/3. Get you his official line after this inning is complete. Bryce Crines, the right-hander, is in there to pitch in relief. Was slated to start in Game 3 of this series tomorrow. We'll see if that's still the case. But he's in here looking for one big out. Bases loaded. First pitch. Ritzema takes low and in. Gummy Hart is on third as the tie-in run. Hudson Entrican 90 feet behind him at second as the go-ahead. And Izzy Clase is at first. 1-0 with 2 outs. Crines straight out of the bullpen into a big spot. And he misses outside, 2-0. Hitters count for Ritzema. Seminara on deck. If one more hitter comes to the plate. For that to happen, the Kingsmen would have to at least tie this ball game. 3-2 as it stands. 2-0 to Crines. And he missed inside, 3-0. A nod of confidence from Mason Ritzema trying to get the Kingsmen level on terms with DSC here in the series opener. 3-0. Crines is going to have to come over the plate. And he gets the strike call. Oh boy, it's 3-1.
In what world?
Ritzema was 3 steps down to first base. Now we'll need to reset with the count 3-1. Still in control here with the tie-in run on third. Crines finds the zone for the first time. Here's his 3-1, and it gets the inside half to make it 3-2.
Go, Ritzer.
Bryce Crine straight out of the bullpen, trying to come all the way back from down 3-0 against Mason Ritzema in a 3-2 ball game. Bases loaded, top 6. And Ritzema digs in, 3-2 pitch. And he hits a high fly ball in the right field. The right fielder trips. Milan going back, and that one bounces once and is over the fence for a ground rule double.
It was out.
About 20 feet in play.
Debate between the two umpires as to if that ball got over on the fly, but it's a ground rule double. Either way, the Kingsmen have the lead once again here in the 6th. What a time for that swing from the Kingsman catcher.
Catcher.
The right fielder, Jackson Milan, slipped as he went back on that ball to his left side. Who knows if that made a difference in his ability to catch that baseball or not. Either way, 3 runs in the inning. 4-3, the Kingsmen lead, and Seminara at the plate with a chance for more. 2 runs came in to score on that ground rule double. Courtesy runner for the catcher here. Ritzema gonna head to the bench, get suited up for the bottom of the 6th. And he's greeted by a swarm of his teammates. Dino Catani, the courtesy runner at second base. A little bit of insurance would be great for the Kingsmen here. Working out of the windup. Crine's next pitch. Fastball swung on and missed by Ant. It's 0-1.
Good job, Ant. Good job, man. Good job. Go ahead, Humble. Come on.
0-1 with 2 down. The pitch. Low and away. 1 ball and 1 strike. In the bottom of the 6th, once again, it'll be Elrod, followed by Bullock and Burr. Brady Elrod had that 2-run home run to open the scoring for DSC his last time to the plate. 1-1 pitch. Fastball high and swung on, empty on the swing from Seminara at 90 miles an hour. It's 1-2. Bryce Crine's in for Will Hodges, trying to get the Wolves out of trouble without any more across. 4-3 here in the ballgame, 1-2 pitch. Back to the high fastball. Seminara keen to it that time, 2-2. If the inning continues further after Ant, it'll be Tristan Harless who's swinging on deck. 2-2 out of the windup. Crines fires home and gets the slider called on the swing, and the drop third strike ends the inning. 3 runs in the 6th. The Kingsmen have the lead once again. 4-3. We head to the bottom half of inning number 6 here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Bottom of the 6th here, 4-3, a good one to open up the series between the Kingsmen and Dominion Sports Collective. Couple of teams toward the top of the standings in the ABA. Two of the top teams in the North. The Wolves looking for a big home win, but they'll have to come from behind for the second time. 3 in the top of the 6th for the Kingsmen has given them the lead. Tristan Harless back on the mound to face Brady Elrod, who had the home run to center field his last time. First pitch from Harless. Outside, past the glove of Ritzma. Ritzma had that ground rule double to give the Kingsmen the lead in the top of the 6th. A pure swing. I put it to the deepest part of the ballpark. 1 ball, no strikes. Elrod, Bullock, and Burr. 3-4-5. Due up for DSC. 1-0. Just missed on the 2-seamer. 2 balls and no strikes. Elrod a walk and a home run. He has the stolen base from his first time to the plate. He stole second when Ritzma threw out Gaines at third. Right down the gut that time to make it 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike. Harless working to the leadoff man and takes a ball outside. It looked like Elrod tried to call time right before that 2-1 pitch, but Harless had already started his motion, so time was not granted. 3-1 is the count. Elrod, the Virginia Tech commit, has a hitter's count. 1-run Kingsman lead here on the road. Doubleheader on tap tomorrow starting at noon. 3-1. Harless gets a ground ball, shortstop side. Hart has it cleanly, throws across the diamond. Seminara makes the snag, and that's the first out of the inning. Seminara looked like he stumbled a little bit trying to make that catch, but he kept his foot on the first base bag. 1 away here in the 6th. So here's Mackay Bullock. Batting with the bases empty and 1 out. Coach Joe Hudak walking out to have a chat with Harless before we see the cleanup man come up to the plate for the 3rd time. Nothing going on in the bullpen right now, so Harless in the driver's seat on the mound. The question is the strategy that they're working through right now on top of the hill. 1 out in the bottom of the 6th. The Kingsmen will need 5 more outs without conceding a run in order to take the series opener on the road. Harless has come into many a save situation already in this season. But right now, he's in line for the win if he can finish this one off. First pitch here coming to Mackay Bullock, who flew out to right his last time. Missed with the breaking ball upstairs, 1-0. Bullock hit that fly ball into the right center field gap his last time, but it was run down by Entrecant. 1-0, Harless fires in the breaking ball. It's a cue shot, second base side. Beatrice Fields throws sidearm, and it's dropped by Seminara, and the base runner, the batter runner down to first is safe. So the tie and run on first with 1 away. Bullock finds a way on.
For Jude Burr.
So here is Jude Burr batting with a man on first and 1 out. Bullock second on the team in stolen bases. They'll need to keep an eye on it. First pitch from Harless, flared off the bat, over Clase and down into left field. The bloop base hit is down and the go-ahead run is on here in the 6th inning.
I owe nobody better here, kid.
He put it in a good spot, and now it's second and first with 1 out here in the 6th.
Number 24, Owen Clement.
Runners on second and first. Tie and run here on second in the 6th. First pitch to Klimek. Swing and a foul tip into the glove of Ritzema, 0-1. 2 swinging strikeouts today for the left fielder for DSC. We'll be trying to put bat on ball for the first time. Infield set to turn a pair. 0-1. Missed outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. The Kingsmen up 4-3 here in the bottom of the 6th. Had 3 runs, scoring a run on the Hudson Entrican RBI single, and then 2 on the Mason Ritzema double over the right fielder's head. 1 ball and 1 strike here to Klimek. Harless fires home. Hits the outside corner. It's 1-2. Great location on the fastball from Harless. Pennypacker is on deck for the Wolves of DSC after the at-bat is over with Owen Klimek. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The lefty at the plate, hitting against Harless. Tristan comes set at the belt. Checks on second, spins, but does not throw. Bullock scrambling back to second base. He has stolen 12 bags on the season, the cleanup man for the Wolves on second. But without a screen of a right-hand hitter, we'll see if he even dares. 2 strikes. Low and away. Gloved cleanly by Ritzema, 2-2. A very important at-bat here, slowly reaching its conclusion. 2-2 to Owen Klimek. Called strike 3 at the top of the zone. Klimek goes down for the 3rd time. And it's a strikeout for Harless. He struck out Owen Klimek for the 2nd time in a row. Harless saw him first, and now the second batter Tristan Harless saw was a leadoff walk to Pennypacker in the 5th. He sees him again with 2 on and 2 out. Tie and run on second, go ahead on first here in the 2nd to last inning of this ball game. Harless out of the stretch, first pitch. Dots the zone with the fastball, 0-1. In the game for DSC, just 3 hits against the Kingsmen, but they have been timely. They're looking for another timely hit here in the 6th. 0-1. Ground ball, second base side. Playable for Beatrice. Has it. Throws to first in time. And the Kingsmen strand the tying and the go-ahead runs here in the 6th. We head to the 7th inning. A 1-run lead here in Virginia for the Prospect team here on the Kingsman Baseball Network.
Number 16, Tristan Harless.
Tristan Harless leads off the 7th for the Kingsmen, up 4-3 here at the home of the DSC Wolves. Griffin Leonard here on the call. Thanks for joining us today for game 1 of 3. Tristan Harless leading off the 7th for the Kingsmen. Takes a strike at the top of the zone. New pitcher in there for DSC, and it's Evan Nix, committed to VMI here in Virginia. 0-1. And there's a fly ball foul off the screen to make it 0-2. 2025 high school grad, committed to VMI, and pitching here for DSC essentially in a redshirt year of sorts, a gap year, just like many of the Kingsmen in the first base dugout. There's a few that fall into that same category. 0-2. A groups in a curveball, striking out Harless on 3 pitches. Ashton Bowes will hit next with 1 away. 7th inning, the Kingsmen will rely on their closing pitching to try to ice this game. Would love a little bit of extra offense before we get there. The Wolves left-hander comes set. And Nick strides to the plate. Fastball off the inside corner, 1-0. Bowes, a couple of strikeouts so far, looking to put bat on ball and kickstart the 7th inning for the Kingsmen up a run. Trying to go to 9-0 on the ABA season and pick up a big road win here in Chester. Fastball away, 2 balls and no strikes. Caden McNeil up next for the Kingsmen at the bottom of the order.
Right.
Hitters count for Ashton Bowes. See what he comes up with. Fastball from Nick, swung on and beat him on the outside part of the plate. May have actually been the changeup, 2-1. Outside with the fastball, 3 balls and a strike. In the mid-80s with the fastball for Evan Nix. Hitters count for Bowes. The right-hander digs in as the lefty pitch swings to the plate. Fastball ripped third base side, but foul under the leg of prospect manager Joe Hudak. Three and 2 is the count. Bowes digging back in after the foul ball. Nix lifts the leg, comes home. Fastball grounded shortstop side. Burr up with it. Sidearm throw to first, and the stretch to make the play by Pennypacker. 2 outs here in the 7th as DSC gets the first 2 to the plate, and here is McNeil.
Left fielder, Caden McNeil.
4-3 is the score here in the top of the 7th. 2 games here for you tomorrow. First broadcast starting at noon Eastern time right here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Slider down for ball number 1. Pitchers not locked in yet for either team. DSC has had their 3rd starter lined up for the weekend come out and finish out the 6th inning. I'm not sure if he'll start tomorrow in that place. Fastball just missed. Did not get the call. McNeil is out front, and here comes a mound visit from the Wolves here in the 7th inning. We'll step aside momentarily. 1-run game in Chester. Final moments of the game coming up here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Caden McNeil back on at the plate. See what McNeil does with the top of the order waiting right behind him. Bases are empty with 2 away. Already an infield single today for the left fielder. And out of the timeout, he swings through an outside fastball. If McNeil reaches, we'll see Ryan Waters for the 4th time. Nix lifts leg, misses low. Three balls and 1 strike. McNeil 1 for 2 on the day, trying to extend the Kingsman at bats here in the 7th. Nix, deep breath on the mound, and Evan Nix throws home and misses high and away. A walk for Caden McNeil gives the Kingsmen a base runner here in the 7th, and Ryan Waters will try to keep things going. In the bottom of the 7th, it'll be 8, 9, 10 for DSC, Newsom, Smith, and Walton. Tristan Harless or whoever comes in to pitch. It does appear to be Harless with no action in the Kingsman bullpen. But whoever does come in to try to close things out will not have to get to the top of the order if they can get the 3 that are coming up to the plate. First pitch to Ryan Waters. McNeil, as they throw to first instead, throw down to second, and they get McNeil on the tag.
Here we go, guys. Let's go, Tyson.
McNeil was moving on the first move from the pitcher. They pick him off to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 7th. 4-3. A thrilling finish coming right up here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Three more outs is what Tristan Harless needs to lock down the win and give the Kingsmen their 9th straight in ABA play. It's 4-3 here in Chester, Virginia. I'm Griffin Leonard here for the final half inning of this ball game. DSC looking for 1 to tie, 2 to win. The bottom of the order up, but the top and some heavy hitting bats waiting in the wings. If DSC can get this 7th inning going, it's Christian Newsom who had a sack bunt his last time, and he fouls off the first pitch from Tristan Harless. It was a check swing, and it got off the bat. 0-1. Ritzman doing the catching for Harless. And his 2-run double, the difference so far, 4-3. Kingsmen lead DSC here in the bottom of the 7th. 0-1 pitch. Harless to the fastball. Ground ball, third base side. It's Hart. Hart with the long throw. The scoop from Seminara for out number 1. And you can hear what that means to the Kingsman dugout. A big first out here in the 7th is Steele Smith up to the plate next. Seminara's had a couple of nice scoops in the ball game today. The Kingsmen 2 outs away from a win now. Steele Smith 1 for 2 with a strikeout and a double. Misses high. Harless with that first pitch fastball. In the 5th inning that saw DSC score their 3rd run, it was the Steele Smith RBI double to bring in Pennypacker. And now he pops one shallow left. A long way to go for McNeil and Hart. Caden McNeil calls off Montgomery, and out number 2 is made. DSC down to its final out here in game 1 of this 3-game series, with Braden Walton the last hope for DSC. Walton has not registered an at-bat today. He has walked, and he has been hit by a pitch. If he can reach the top of the order, will come around for DSC. Harless came in the 4th. So it was a first pitch strike on the outside corner to get things ahead 0-1. He came in with 1 out in the 4th and has gotten 3 1/3, just as Entrekin did, looking for that last third of an inning. He's behind, or he's evened at 1-1 now with 2 out.
On the way on.
DSC only needs 1 to extend this game. 2 would win it here at home. 1-1 pitch. High for ball 2. Ahead in the count is the 10-hole hitter Braden Walton. The pitch. Downstairs for ball 3. Nick Gaines is on deck for DSC if they can get the tying run aboard here with 2 outs in the 7th. 3 balls and 1 strike. Harless trying to close things out. 3-1. And he misses upstairs, and the tying run is on base here in the 7th inning. Braden Walton has walked for the 2nd time, and he'll be on first for the extra hitter Nick Gaines, who has walked, struck out, and flown out. Coach Joe Hudak going to go out and calm the storm waters before the pivotal at bat. Once again, tomorrow we'll have 2 games for you on the Kingsman Baseball Network. 12 o'clock the start for game number 1 of the doubleheader, and then game number 2 30 minutes after the conclusion of game 1. That'll wrap up the Kingsman road trip. They'll have a home game on Friday at the varsity level against P27, and then the week will be over. Big final moments here in Chester. The top of the order has come around for DSC. We'll see if they try to get Walton into scoring position. He stole 2nd in the 3rd inning. Ritzma will be ready if he does. First pitch, down the middle and pop foul, 0-1. Mason Ritzma has thrown out 2 runners today. And though DSC will be desperate to get that tying run in scoring position, they would hate to end the game on the base paths. 0-1 with 2 away. 4-3 is the score. The Kingsmen trying to hang on. Runner takes off. The pitch in there for a strike. Throw down to 2nd. Not in time. And the stolen base for Braden Walton, his 2nd. But it is 0-2 to the hitter. Oh and 2, Tristan Harless trying to finish the game. Poked into shallow center, coming in on it, Waters. He will not get there. Coming to the plate and scoring the tying run. Braden Walton has tied this game in the 7th, and it is 4-4.
Way to go, Nick Gaines!
Fought off the 0-2 off the outside corner. And DSC has knotted this one up in the 7th.
Right fielder, number 2, Jackson Milan.
Let's go, Jackson! Let's go, boys!
Throwing over to first, Seminara trips over the runner. Gaines thought about taking off for second, but he stays put. This game will require an 8th inning if the Kingsmen are to go on to win. DSC trying to end this game in regulation. Ritzema steps up shot. First pitch to Milan. Missed outside. Harless got the first 2 outs of the 7th, but a walk, stolen base, and then a single. Just enough for DSC to tie this one up at 4. Here's the pitch. Got the outside edge, 1-1. One ball and 1 strike. The man on first, the winning run for DSC. And a foul ball to make it 1-2.
Come on, Milan, we need you to. Come on. Here we go. Get on one way, Joe. Let's go.
1-2 count, 2 away. Top of the order due up in the 8th for the Kingsmen. We head to extras. Quick throw to first. Seminara applies the tag, not in time.
Big clutch right here. Let's go. Find a way, man.
2 strikes for Tristan Harless on Jackson Milan. And he missed just high with a good fastball to make it 2-2. Trying to get the swing and a miss. Hasn't had a strikeout since the 6-hole hitter Owen Klimek. Struck out Owen twice, but has not had a strikeout since that hitter. 2 balls and 2 strikes here in the bottom of the 7th. 4-4 tie. Harless with a good slider. Got him on the inside corner. And the inning is over. All knotted up at 4 as DSC finds the tying run. What a ball game here in Virginia. DSC takes the field for the 8th time, and we'll come right back. Top of the order for the Kingsmen when we come back on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Extra innings for the Kingsmen for the first time in the spring season. ABA extra inning rules, no runner on second like we would see in the MLB. So we play straight up. Bases clear, nobody out, and the top of the order up for the Kingsmen.
Leading off for Kingsman, center fielder Ryan Waters.
We head to the 8th here. Ryan Waters, then Owen Beatrice, and Montgomery Hart. Who will punch next in what has been a thrilling series opener? Waters takes a ball low and in. 1-0. New pitcher on the mound for DSC is Brady Elrod. Had the home run to center, started the game as the center fielder, and is now pitching for the Wolves. 1-0. Downstairs again. 2 balls and no strikes. Nobody down the line for the Kingsmen in the bullpen. You'd assume that Tristan Harless will have another go when he comes back onto the mound. Already threw 3 2/3 in relief. Waters takes a strike, 2-1. Reached on an error to the shortstop his last time, then came in to score on the Hudson Entrican 2-out single, which ignited that big 6 go-ahead 3-run inning. Waters went around chasing the pitch downstairs, 2-2. Owen Beatrice on deck. One of the Kingsmen's best bats, and one that hasn't been around for too much today. 2 strikeouts and a ground out. We'll see if he has a man on when he comes up. 2-2. And Waters strikes out for the first out of the inning.
Second baseman Owen Beatrice.
1 out here in the 8th. Owen Beatrice, the next hitter for the Kingsmen.
Yeah, Joe. Go, Joe B.
That fastball bounced 5 feet in front of home plate. Elrod, the pitcher on the mound, committed to Virginia Tech. Not sure if he's committed as a two-way or just as a hitter, but he's in to pitch in a big spot. 1-0. Low this time, closer to the zone considerably. It's 2-0. But Beatrice in the driver's seat, looking for his first hit of the game in a big spot with hot bats of Montgomery Hart and Hudson Entrican behind him. 2-0. Beatrice chops one foul off of the screen, 2-1. Two 2-1 pitch, fastball hit opposite field, but hooking foul onto the field next door. 2-2. Beatrice with a couple of good swings in a row, trying to put it between the lines now. Battling at 2-2. 1 out, bases clear for the Kingsmen. They'll need a run if they're going to win this ball game. 2-2 pitch. Down low, 3 balls and 2 strikes. Full count. Hart walked and scored his last time. He has a base hit in the game as well. Beatrice looking to get on board for the 3-hole. 3-2 pitch. Fastball hit hard and down in left center field. Chasing after it is Klimek. He cuts it off to hold Beatrice to a 1-out single. But Owen Beatrice gets things started for the Kingsmen here in the 8th with his first hit of the ball game.
Go, ball.
Big time hitter getting a spot, getting a big time hit. Here in extra innings, Montgomery Hart the next to hit. Beatrice as the go-ahead run in the 8th. Takes a good lead off of first. Elrod will have to work from the stretch. Pitching to the left-handed hitter, Montgomery Hart. And a quick pick, move over to first, but no throw. Legally disengaged to the backside of the rubber. First pitch. Oh, we got the outside corner to go ahead 0-1 to Hart.
Stay down, B. 1-4. Let's go, Bell Rock.
0-1 to Montgomery Hart.
Look at time, look at time.
Time called by Gummy.
Come on now, ready to go.
The Kingsmen struck first to lead 1-0. DSC answered with 3 unanswered to go up 3-1. Kingsmen had 3 of their own to make it 4-3. DSC tied it up when they were down to their final strike. Gummy rips one foul, and he's behind 0-2.
Go me.
That first pitch called a strike, changing the complexity of this at-bat now, an 0-2 count for Montgomery Hart. Entrican on deck. Curveball high, runner on the move, throw down to second, and they have Beatrice for out number 2. A good throw from the catcher, Christian Newsome. And they have Beatrice for the second out. Trying to get into scoring position. The 1-2 missed high, but despite being the breaking ball, it gave the catcher Newsome a good throwing lane. 1-2 with now 2 away. And Hart fights it off to keep the half inning alive. In the bottom of the 8th, we'll see 3, 4, 5 for the Wolves, Elrod, Bullock, and Burr. Same 3 that led off the 6th. Two strikes to Gummy, high for ball 2. Game 1 of this 3-game series going to extra innings. We'll see how that affects pitching for the games that will follow tomorrow, depending on how many are needed as this game continues on. 2-2 to Montgomery Hart, and he takes it for strike 3. Second time Gummy has gone down looking today. We head to the bottom of the 8th. The Kingsmen will need to blank DSC to keep this ball game going. We'll be right back on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Here in the bottom of the 8th, Tristan Harless back on the mound for the Kingsmen, trying to get this to a full 9. First pitch, low and away for ball 1. I try to get this camera angle adjusted for you. That looks pretty good to me. 1 ball, no strikes to Brady Elrod. A home run to center field broke open the scoring for DSC in the 4th inning. Swing and a miss. Chased the slider away, 1-1. Elrod, then Mekhi Bullock, then Jude Burr. 3-4-5 due up for the Wolves. Kingsman trying to get this to a 9th inning. Harless with a couple of shakes. Now has his sign, 1-1. And he taps it foul to make it 1-2. Ground ball out last time for Elrod, grounded out from the shortstop to the first baseman. Seminara with that nice scoop on the play. Two strikes to the 3-hole hitter. OPS leader for DSC at the plate. Here's the 2-2. Fastball outside corner. Oh, he didn't get it.
All day.
Didn't get it, and it is 2-2.
Great pitch.
Come on, Brady!
So after the ball, it's 2-2. Harless trying to recover and get Elrod. Inside corner, and the drop third strike now. Ritzma throwing down to Seminara, and they have Elrod looking. One down here in the 8th. Front doored him with the slider.
Come on, 3 needs ya!
Third baseman, number 3, Mekhi Bullock.
So 1 out here in the 8th inning. Mekhi Bullock reached on an error his last time. And batting with 1 out here in the 8th. Extra innings required to determine a winner here in Chester. Harless's first pitch is sent a mile out to left field, hooking down the line, and it is called foul. A foul ball.
Are you joking? That's horrible! Like 8 feet
That ball landed over the fence, but was called a foul ball to keep this game going. And the head coach for DSC is voicing his frustration.
The first one. Throw him out. Wow.
Terrible call. Holy smokes. You guys got flipping. Can we get the strike zone?
Yeah. Oh. You talk to him. Kidding me? Wow.
You saw that from over there. I'm standing on the freaking line. I'm going to give you one more chance. You walk across the field. You got to throw him out. I'm going to tell you that. You got to throw him out because you missed the call. Yeah, you got to.
Yeah.
3 feet.
Seriously, Blue, come on, man.
3 feet.
We got 2 cameras on this. You know, VCU ball, we're backing that kid out of it.
Go to the side!
Yeah, I was born in North Carolina. That's a great state.
Come on, please stop! You a UNC fan?
No, VCU.
But
Back under play here. Strike on the swing.
No, I grew up in North Carolina. I'm a VCU. I can't, like I said, I can't.
Slow the game down.
That first one, you didn't smell. It's all right. It's
2 strikes. And he gets the strikeout. Strikes out Bullock for out number 2.
Shortstop, number 4, Jude Burr.
Did it go out? Was it landed?
No, it went out.
Jude Barr up with 2 outs and nobody on. Harless trying to get out of this inning, facing the minimum, and he hits the outside corner to go ahead 0-1. The extra inning has been loaded with excitement so far. The Kingsmen trying to force a 9th. 0-1 pitch. And a pop-up on the infield. Classe calls off Hart and makes the catch to send us to the 9th. 4-4 it remains, and it'll be Entrican, Klasse, and Ritzma trying to bring the Kingsmen one step closer to a win when we come back on the Kingsman Baseball Network. We head to the 9th. 4-4 it remains. Hudson Entrican leading things off against Brady Elrod and the DSC Wolves. Some extra baseball for you today on tap. The Kingsman Baseball Network. Entrican swings through strike one. All square at 4 apiece. The Kingsmen trying to preserve their undefeated ABA record. DSC looking for one of their biggest wins so far of the spring. They nearly had it last inning. A chopper, tough play for the shortstop coming in. Burr makes the throw off 1 foot and has Entrican by a step for out number 1. 4-5-6 here in the 9th for the Kingsmen. And here come a couple of nuisance hitters that have plagued DSC so far in the game. Klasse has a double. Ritzma has a double. See if they can combine for anything here in the 9th against Elrod. First pitch slipped out of the hand of the pitcher, 1-0. Klasse has had a couple of big moments in this ball game. The double, he made a nice scoop at third base to tag out a runner trying to steal the bag. That one's in the dirt to make it 2-0. He caught the pop-up to end the 8th inning, and now he's up in the 9th. Trying to get this thing going for the Kingsmen. They had a base runner in the 8th inning, but Beatrice was caught stealing. Klasse up the middle, he hit it a mile into center, and it's down for a base hit in front of Elrod. Smoked it over the glove of the pitcher. That's not Elrod in center anymore. Elrod is on the mound, but it got into center, and it's his second base hit. Big day for Izzy.
Catcher, number 4, Mason Ritzma.
That was like 112.
A rocket off the bat from Klasse gives the Kingsmen another hit here in the extras. Here's Ritzma. Outside corner, takes a strike, 0-1. That was the 7th hit of the game for the Kingsmen. 4 runs to show from it. Meanwhile, just 4 hits for DSC as that ball looped foul. Oh, and 2 to Ritzma after the foul ball. Seminara is on deck. Lefty at the dish. And the pitch from Elrod. Struck out Ritzma. The high breaking ball chased as Ritzma tried to tag it. Instead, it's a strikeout, and Seminara will come up with 2 out. Ant has had a couple of big hits this spring. And after Clase got things started, we'll see if Seminara can put a run on the scoreboard for the Kingsmen. And Elrod stepping off to the backside of the mound. In the bottom of the 9th, we'll see Klimek, Pennypacker, and Newsom. Low and away, ball. 6, 7, 8 due up for the Wolves. We'll see who can win this marathon of a ball game to start off what was advertised to be one of the series of the week in the ABA. Certainly lived up to the expectations so far. 1-0 pitch. Seminara rips it into right center field. Going after it is Milan, and Milan makes the catch to end the inning. Seminara gave it a good ride, but it hung up for the right fielder. We head to the bottom of the 9th. 4-4 it remains here in Virginia. We'll be right back on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Bottom of the 9th here in Chester, Virginia. Didn't plan on playing a full 9. The Kingsmen are going to need at least 10 if they're going to win this ball game. DSC trying to walk it off. They have the chance to do so here in the 9th. They'll start it off with the hitter that has not seen the ball in play yet. He's facing Tristan Harless for the 3rd time. He squares, and he went around, unable to come up with that one. It's 0-1. Klimek trying to get on any way possible. He struck out all 3 times he's been at the plate. No balls and 1 strike. Harless, the right-hander, digging in and fires home. Called a ball, 1-1. Klimek, then Pennypacker, Pennypacker, then Newsom.
Anyway, let's go.
1 ball, 1 strike. Klimek taps it foul. It bounces into the on-deck circle.
Come on, I need you
1 ball, 2 strikes. Pennypacker, then Newsome, then Steele Smith if they can get the 9th inning going. Here at the home of DSC, first-year academy, just like the Kingsmen. 2 strikes to the leadoff. Struck him out again. Ritzma throws to first, and they've got him for the 4th time. Wow. The first hitter that Tristan Harless saw after coming in for Noah Entrican, he struck out Klimek swinging, struck him out again looking in the 6th, and now has him to start the 9th.
First baseman, number 28, Tyson Pennypacker.
So here is Tyson Pennypacker, 0 for 2. He did walk and score. First pitch, and he hit that ball a mile, but way foul, heading out toward the quarry. It's 0-1. 4-4 bottom 9, and 1 out with the bases empty, 0-1. And a ground ball third base side. It's Hart coming in on it. Fields cleanly, takes a shuffle, throws to first in time to Seminara for the 2nd out. 2 outs quickly here in the 9th. The Kingsmen try to get us to double-digit innings here in the series opener. A marathon of a game here in the ABA. Christian Newsome looking for his first hit of the game. Had some production in the 5th inning when he had a sac bunt to put a runner in scoring position that came around to score. And now he hits the ball on the left center field, going back on it, Caden McNeil. And McNeil makes a beauty of a running catch in the warning track. Showing off the range. We head to 10. Can you believe it? We'll be back. The Kingsmen to the bats again when we return on the Kingsman Baseball Network.
Leadoff Kingsman, the pitcher, number 16, Tristan Harless.
We have made it to the 10th inning. And it is Tristan Harless, the pitcher, in to hit for the Kingsmen against Elrod. And he taps a first pitch, diving stop by the third baseman. Throw to first is in time to get Harless for out number 1. Heck of a play by Mackay Bullock to get the first out of the inning. Dove to deny Harless the inning opening base hit. Harris Clark is down the line in right field, finally warming up, at least starting to get things warmed up for the Kingsmen. We'll see if he would come in to pitch the bottom of the 10th as Bose takes one low. Tristan Harless has pitched 4 2/3. I guess it's 5 2/3 now in relief. Absolutely incredible work from Tristan Harless. 1-0 to Bose. Ashton Bowes off the end of the bat. The first baseman having to sprint, but beats Bowes to the bag by a safe margin, and there are 2 outs in the inning. Here comes Caden McNeil, bottom of the order for the Kingsmen, but he's been productive. A base hit and a walk. They'll try to keep things going here in the 10th inning. First pitch to McNeil, right down the heart of the plate. 0-1. McNeil throwing, or not McNeil, excuse me, Harris Clark throwing down in the bullpen, but not with a whole lot of urgency. And a swing and a miss makes it 0-2. Here with 2 away. That would lead me to believe that Harless will start the 10th. 0-2 pitch. High for ball 1. One ball and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Caden McNeil digs back in. Here's the pitch. And it's pop foul. Brady Elrod has been good in relief for DSC. Pitched the last couple and has kept the Kingsmen without a run despite a few base runners. The Kingsmen have put a man aboard in the first 2 extra innings of this one, this being the 3rd extra frame. The pitch. Outside, 2-2. If the inning continues, if McNeil can find his way aboard, Ryan Waters would come up to the plate. Two and 2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. McNeil trying to reach for the 3rd time and extend the top of the 10th in a 4-4 ball game. Here's the pitch. And it's inside. No, it's called on the inside corner. And McNeil is down with the bat on his shoulder, and he cannot believe it. Can't say I blame him. We head to the bottom of the 10th. 4-4 tie ball game here in Virginia. Bottom of the 10th, Tristan Harless starts out the inning with the ball off the plate outside. The marathon continues here in Virginia. And it's Steele Smith leading things off 9-10-1 for the Wolves here in the 10th inning. 1-0. Outside again from Harless, 2-0. If we can get to the 11th, it'll be the top of the order once again for the Kingsmen. 2-0. Steele swings through the fastball, adjusting the batting helmet after that half. 2-1. Steele 1 for 3, has a strikeout, a fly out, but he had that double to bring in Pennypacker. That ball flied into left center field. McNeil running after it. He has room and makes the catch over his back shoulder. A little bit of a scarier catch than he maybe would have liked out there and left, but he makes the catch for the first out. And it's the bottom of the order for Braden Walton.
Second baseman, number 22, Braden Walton.
Walton has been pesky at the bottom of the order for the Kingsman pitchers. He's found a way aboard every single time without the ball being put in play. 2 walks and a hit by pitch. And Harless starts him with a fastball on the outside edge to make it 0-1. Top of the order after that for Gaines and Milan. Kingsman trying to send this to lucky number 11. 0-1. Ground ball, 1 bounce to Owen Beatrice at second. Beatrice throws to first, and there's 2 away here in the 10th. First time off the bat for Walton, and he's retired for the first time. Top of the order here with 2 down.
Second baseman, number 1, Nick Gaines.
Come on, Nick! Come on, Nick!
Nick Gaines up for the 5th time. Had a single his last time in the 7th. First pitch swinging, and he fouls it off, and that shook up Ritzma for the 2nd time today. The last time Nick Gaines was up, he had the game-tying single in the bottom of the 7th. DSC was down to its final strike, and this game was nearly over in the typical 7 innings. But here we are 3 innings later, and the man at the plate is why. 3 hours of game time now, having passed since the beginning of the 1st inning. Bottom 10, 2 outs, bases clear, and the count 0-1. Outside corner, Harless dots the fastball, and he's ahead 0-2. Tristan Harless, in relief of Noah Entrican, has pitched 6 1/3 innings. 0-2. Ground ball back to him, over the head, tough play for Gummy. Hard off of 1 foot, throws off the bag, and no tag called by the first base umpire. Gaines finds himself aboard to keep the inning going here in the 10th.
Now batting the center fielder, number 2, Jackson Milan.
So here's the 2 spot, Jackson Milan, up for the 5th time with the game-winning run on first base. Harless starts off Milan with the ball inside and low of the zone, 1-0. Called an error on Montgomery Hart on that ground ball. See what it was scored officially. The 1-0 high for ball 2. If the Kingsmen can come back up to the plate in the 11th, it'll be Waters, Beatrice, and Hart, the top of the order for the 5th time. But Tristan Harless has to dig deep and get 1 more out. Brady Elrod is on deck if DSC gets another hitter. Harris Clark warming in the bullpen. 2-0, right down the middle as Harless comes back strong with the fastball. It's 2-1. Once again, 2 games on tap tomorrow, a doubleheader and a long first game the day before. Time called right before Harless started his motion. It was granted by the home plate umpire. This game certainly feels like a doubleheader in of itself. A quick throw to first. Seminara trying to keep the ball in the infield, does so. Got a pretty good tag on him in catching that ball, but safe is the call at first base. Tristan Harless came into the game with 1 out in the 4th inning. 2 batters after DSC had taken a 2-1 lead. Still on the mound here in the 10th. 2-1. Low for ball 3. That was pitch number 85 in relief for the Kingsmen. And now he's been no stranger to long appearances. In fact, I mentioned it last time, and it's true again today. Every time he's gone out and pitched, it's been longer than the time beforehand in terms of innings. And he gets a strike there to make it 3-2. Runner will be moving. And it is 3-2 with 2 outs. Elrod to hit if this inning continues. Harless trying to get the Kingsmen out of the 10th. Runner on the move. Slider, got him!
Interference. No, he's just a minute.
Discussion on the base paths, but this inning is over after 10. Strikeout ends it. We head to the 11th here on the Kingsman Baseball Network with the top of the order coming up. Into the 11th, top of the order, and still on the mound, Brady Elrod for DSC. Ryan Waters sees the first pitch downstairs and inside, 1-0. 5th time around the order for the Kingsmen in a whirlwind of a ball game. Top of the 11th, the pitch to Ryan, 1-0. Outside for ball 2.
Come on now.
Action in both bullpens right now. The Wolves getting a lefty ready. Harris Clark's been down there for a while. Elrod comes set to throw the 2-0 pitch. And he finds the strike zone for the first time in the 11th. It's 2-1. This game started at 2 o'clock, 3 hours and 11 minutes, through 10 innings and into the 11th. 2-1, and Waters swings through it. 2 balls and 2 strikes. After Waters, it'll be Owen Beatrice, who got his first hit of the game his last time. See what Waters can do. Down 2-2. He had 2-0 against Elrod, but Elrod's come back. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball back to the pitcher, fielded cleanly, and Elrod's going to take it to the bag himself rather than flip it to the first baseman. And then he had some words to the Kingsman dugout. 1 out here in the 11th.
Second baseman, Owen Beatrice.
Owen Beatrice had that single in the 8th inning, the first extra inning. Found a way on with the line drive base hit. Now he takes the first pitch high for ball 1. A series opener for the ages. Still 2 more tomorrow. Fastball, outside corner strike, and the count is even. Took that one at the top of the zone, pulled back the swing, but it was called a strike. See what Beatrice can do here with the bases empty and 1 out. And Owen takes it up and in. Elrod riding one high and tight on Beatrice. 2 balls and 2 strikes is the count. Hart is on deck. Here, the meat of the order up in the 11th for the Kingsmen. 2-2, and Beatrice chases. Throw down to first required, and it's on time for out number 2. That's the 3rd time Beatrice has struck out swinging today. They've all been to breaking balls low and away from the zone. Montgomery Hart with 2 outs here in the 11th.
Shortstop, Montgomery Hart.
The Kingsmen looking for a moment of brilliance from their bats. First pitch. Downstairs on the breaking ball. Gummy has a hit and a walk. He's 1 for 3 with a couple of strikeouts. Came in to score on the Ritzema double that saw the Kingsmen take the 6th inning lead. They were a strike away from ending it in the 7th. 1-0 pitch. Hart hooks it the other way. Fielded but dropped by the 3rd baseman, and Hart will beat it out. Bullock had a tough play on the 3rd base side of the infield. Could not make it. And Entrican will hit with 2 out. Some life here in the 11th. They'll take it any way that they can get it. We'll see what Huddy can do in response. A big hit for Entrican in this ball game already. Poked it the opposite way. First pitch from Elrod out of the stretch. We'll have to wait. He steps off. Shade has descended upon parts of the infield here in Chester, Virginia.
Let's go, Brady.
Ground ball, third base side and through. Another base hit for Hudson Entrikin. Runners on second and first, with 2 away for Izzy Classe. What do you got, Poppy? 2 hits in the ball game, a double and a single. And Classe will try to give the Kingsmen the lead for the second time. They have led twice. He gave them the first lead. The Kingsmen trying to take an extra base. Look at Montgomery Hart. Bullock was way off of the bag. The pitcher wasn't looking, and Montgomery Hart just took third. So now the Kingsmen have runners on the corners. The second baseman wanting to have a chat now with his infield. Time called. Runners on the corners with 2 out. What a strange play.
Oh my goodness.
We'll step aside here for one moment here in the 11th. Big players arrive in big moments, and Israel Classe, who has reached his last 3 times to the plate, walks up in the biggest spot in the recent moments of this ball game. Top of the 11th, runners on the corners, and here is Izzy. Entrikin is on first, Gummy Hart is on third. First pitch, and Hart, or rather Classe, takes it low. One ball and no strikes. We'll see if Entrikin dares to try to take second base. 1-0. And Classe chops it over the Kingsman dugout and out of play. 1 ball and 1 strike. 2 outs in the inning. In the bottom of the 11th, it'll be 3-4-5 for the DSC Wolves. Kingsman trying to steal one on the road. Even count. Classe will be hunting the fastball. 1-1. Off the outside corner, called a strike, 1-2. Classe needing to dig deep with 2 strikes. If the inning continues, it'll be Mason Ritzma who has a big hit of his own in this ball game. Runner on the move, outside. They will not throw down to second, and Entrikin, who stopped halfway in between first and second, will take second base. So second and third, a base hit now could score 2. And Classe going to work. Brady Elrod has fought through some tough spots on the mound. He has a big hit of his own today. Set to lead off the bottom of the 11th for DSC, trying to preserve the tied score before he does that. Classe digs in. The pitch. Poked opposite field. Tough play for the shortstop. And he throws to first. Not in time. The Kingsmen take the lead on the infield hit from Izzy Classe. And it's 5-4. Third hit of the game for Izzy. It was poked to the shortstop side, Burr made a good throw to first, but he had no chance to get Izzy, and it is finally one of these two teams that takes the lead again.
Betting the catcher.
It has been tied since the bottom of the 7th, and here in inning number 11, it is now 5-4. Mason Ritzma trying to add to it. DSC is going to come back with the meat of their order in the bottom of the 11th. The Kingsmen would love to grab one or two more if the opportunity is there for the taking. Entrikin's on third. Classe is on first. 1-run ball game. Mason Ritzma digs in, and the first pitch to the lefty is hit, but foul. He had a good line drive on it down the left field line, but it got out of play, 0-1. Ritz hit the double to give the Kingsmen the lead in the 6th inning. 1 for 4 on the game with that big extra base hit. 5-4 they lead in the 11th. Breaking ball spun upstairs. 1-1. Again, in the bottom of the 11th inning, it will be Brady Elrod, Mackay Bullock, and Jude Burr. 3-4-5. We'll see if it's Clark or if it's Mr. Tristan Harless on the mound. Ritzma hits another ball foul, 1-2. That one was there for the taking. We'll see if he gets another. 1-2 is the count. 2 outs here in the 11th in this marathon of a series opener. Kingsman and DSC. 1-2 to Ritzma. Runner on the move. Outside. And the throw went back to the pitcher. It was dropped. Here comes Entrikin. The throw to the plate. The tag in time to get Hudson. The Kingsmen tried to steal a run when the pitcher dropped the baseball. And it does not pan out. We head to the bottom half. 5-4. The Kingsmen finally get one on the board. We'll see if they can close it down when we return on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Bottom of the 11th here on the Kingsman Baseball Network, and it's the Kingsmen and DSC in extra inning number 4, and it's the Kingsmen's second chance to wrap up this ball game. Brady Elrod who started off the 8th with a strikeout looking, leads off the 11th. First pitch. In the dirt, blocked by Ritzma. 1 for 3 in the game for the center fielder turned pitcher, Brady Elrod. He had the home run to give DSC the 2-1 lead. Since then, has been retired back-to-back times to the plate.
ZT and those 85.
Inside and hit Elrod.
Spin it, come on, spin it.
Third baseman, number 3.
Stay high.
So the tying run is aboard here. The leadoff man hit by a pitch, and here comes Joe Hudak. Harris Clark has been getting ready for a while, and we will see if the move is made or if Harless works to another batter. No point has been made quite yet. 7 2/3 on the mound. Or rather, 6 2/3 on the mound for Tristan Harless. And now the call has been made. What a game in relief. 89 pitches for Tristan Harless, trying to get the Kingsman home here in this ball game. He heads to the bench. Harris Clark on the mound, looking for the save when we come back. Tristan Harless finally done on the mound after 6 2/3 innings. A hit by pitch ends his day, but that is not the way it will be remembered. Absolutely superhuman effort by the West Virginia native. And here is Harris Clark into the game for the save. Tying run on first, misses high with the first pitch to Makai Bullock. Cleanup hitter in for DSC. 1-0. And Bullock skies it to left field. Hooking toward the line, it's foul, and McNeil makes the catch in foul territory. What a play by Caden to work toward the line and make the catch in play, and that's a big first out here in the inning to get the DSC Wolves RBI and home run leader.
Number 4, Jude Burr.
And the backspin on that ball at the end of it nearly brought it back into the field of play, but McNeil was onto it. 1 out, Jude Burr the next to hit, and then it would be Owen Clement. First pitch with the man on first base. Slider away, 1-0. We will see if Elrod gives it a go on the base paths. He's 8 for 9 on the season trying to steal a base. 1-0. Outside corner, called strike, 1-1. Burr is 1 for 3 today, had a single. Most recently, he popped out to Clase at third base to end the 8th. 1-1. That ball ripped third base side and through past the glove of Montgomery Hart. McNeil fields cleanly, throws it into second, and it is second and first with 1 out for Owen Klimek.
Left fielder, number 24, Owen Klimek.
So here is the DSC left fielder. It has been a struggle at the plate for Klimek today. He has a chance to undo all of that. Right on left matchup. First pitch from Harris. Outside strike to make it 0-1. Klimek has struck out all 4 times he's been at the plate today. 3 swinging, 1 looking. But a single here could tie the game. Here's the pitch. And it's just high. Does not get the call from the home plate umpire, and it's 1-1. Harris Clark in for Harless, trying to get the save in game 1. Ground ball, third base side. Hart goes to second. They get 1. Then throw it back to Beatrice, pump fake to third. Looked like for a second they might have tried to back pick that runner at third. It's a fielder's choice to put the tying run 90 feet away.
First base, number 28, Tyson Pennypacker.
So here is Tyson Pennypacker. 0 for 3, he has a walk but does not have a hit.
I got a busy answer. I took him out. So that's correct.
Coach Joe Hudak is going to walk out and have a chat with his infield. There are 2 outs in this 11th inning. The Kingsmen got DSC down to their final strike in the 7th inning before conceding that 2-out base hit to keep the game going. That hit was by Nick Gaines. He won't have anything to do with this 11th, but Tyson Pennypacker has a chance to keep this one going even more. Long discussion between the Kingsman infield and making sure they know what they're doing. Runners on the corners, and you wonder if DSC will try to get the winning run into scoring position here with 2 down.
Come on, Ty's confident.
The infield returns to its normal positions, and Pennypacker is into the box.
Come on, Tyson.
So here is DSC's number 28, runners on the corners, and 2 out. Harris Clark trying to win the game for the Kingsmen. First pitch, in there for a strike.
Let's go. Get off right here.
It was called a ball by the home plate umpire. So it's 1-0. Runners on second and third. Clark dealing to Pennypacker. Out of the windup now. 1-0 pitch. In the dirt, big backhand snag by Mason Ritzma. It's number 28 against number 28 here. In the 11th inning, 2 outs. They throw to second. Tag! Called safe They nearly had the pickoff at second to end the ball game, and I think a throw a little bit more on the money would have had him. Half the Kingsman dugout was out, but safe the call, and the game continues. 2-0 count for Pennypacker. And he hits it into left. McNeil coming in on it, dives and does not make the catch. 1 run scores, and the second in to win the ball game for DSC. A marathon ends in the Wolves victorious. A 2-run single with 2 out ends the ball game by a final score of 6-5. One of the all-time games so far in ABA conference play, and the Kingsmen 2 times were an out away from victory, but DSC steals it away with a game-winning hit by Tyson Pennypacker.
Please travel safely. We look forward to seeing
Elrod and Klimek both score to wrap up the ball game, and the final score is 6-5. These 2 teams will be back at it tomorrow for 2 more thrillers, if the next 2 are anything like the first one today. Final score in 11, 6-5 here on the Kingsman Baseball Network. Coverage tomorrow starts at noon for the doubleheader. Thanks for joining us. I'm Griffin Leonard saying so long from Chester, Virginia. Final score 6-5. DSC walks it off in the 11th against the Kingsmen here on the Kingsman Baseball Network.
Oh, you're welcome.